This video is a continuation of my Born Pretty haul 2019, and we're going to try out the Born Pretty dipping powder system. Let's go! Hey guys, it's Claris. Welcome back to my channel. And this is part 2 of my Born Pretty haul, so if you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'll have it linked below in the description. But now, let's jump right in. So we're actually going to try 2 different things today. We're going to try the dip powder system using the holographic dipping powder I got and the 3 bottles of base, activator, and top coat. And then we're also going to try the mirror effect of buffing the powder into the nail. Now you usually need gel for that, but Q-Polish made this really helpful video on how to use those iridescent or holographic powders without gel polish. But we're going to first start out with the dipping powder. But before we can begin, I'm going to peel off these blue nails. And if you're wondering why it looks all funny like that, it's because I was actually practicing stamping and then I painted over it. Now I got this helpful tip from one of my friends, Kate's Nails. She likes to use a peel-off base coat under her dip powder manicure so she can peel them off, and that sounds like a great idea because I do my nails a lot and I think it would help to take it off easier if it has a peel-off base coat. I'm going to prepare 4 nails, 2 for the dip powder and 2 for the mirror effect. Alright, so I have all my items. I'm using this on a white paper so I can dump back into the container any powder that spills. And here are the instructions from the website. So the first thing is prepare your nail. Apply a thin coat of dip base. Now I've already applied a UNT peel off base coat and this is what it looks like. So thin coat, huh? Alright, dip tip of entire nail into the dish. Alright, here we go. Okay, there we go. Wow, so pretty. And I'm just going to use my little fan brush here, and I think I should let it, am I supposed to let it dry before doing this? Maybe I should. That's dazzling. Alright, I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes, but in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start the other nail. I'm making a mess. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to go in for the second coat now for the first nail. So I'm going to apply another layer of base, and then we're dipping into it again. This container is so little for my long nail, having a hard time getting it all the way there. Ooh, ooh. Alrighty, I think that should be good. Now I'll do the second coat for the other nail. Alrighty, let's let these dry for a little bit and then we can move on to the next step. Oh my, I'm sure glad I had that piece of paper. It's just the container was so small, I had a hard time putting my long nails in there. Alrighty, they've been drying for 2 minutes. Okay, I think we did all of that. Brush off excess powder. Now apply dip activator. So that would be this bottle. It looks basically just like the base coat. Ooh, that is cool. I kind of saw it like dissipating in the whole nail and it made it turn darker. Yeah, that's so cool. That is cool. Okay. Then I suppose we should also wait a few minutes for that to dry. Then it says smooth and refine the surface with a buffer. I'm just going to use this simple 4-way buffer that I happen to have. I'm going to use the remove ridges one. Alright, well that definitely makes it look duller, but it does feel much smoother. Alrighty, and the 10th and last step apparently is apply top coat. Ooh, it looks nice and thick. Wow, that's really glossy. Well, I don't think they quite look as sparkly as they did before. Now this smells really weird, like it smells like almost like Gorilla Glue, and my eyes just started stinging for some reason when I was applying this, so that's interesting. But I think I heard somewhere that you have to apply another top coat because the first one kind of sinks in, and it does feel kind of rough, so maybe I'll just apply another top coat. Nice and glossy. Alrighty, let's go along with the pattern and let these dry for 2 minutes. So after like 6 minutes, the surface is still kind of tacky, and when I touched it, it was even a little bit stringy. So I'm just going to let these be, and then we can move on to the other effect that we can do with this dip powder. Hey guys, I have a question for you. Have you ever done dip powder nails before? Comment your tips below. So this is the cute polish video I was talking about. Basically, you paint the nail with base coat and then you paint a layer of polish. You can do black or white. I'm going to try black and white just to see which ones will show up better with this. And then you do the fingerprint test. So you press it, and if it just leaves a fingerprint without really smudging bad, then you can rub the powder into that. So here's a little check on the dip powder nails. I don't know if you guys can see, but can you see that little part right there where it's kind of white? I think that's where I might have accidentally touched the nail or something and it got that white. I'll try applying a layer of top coat and see if that helps. Okay, it does seem to smooth it out again. I'm also applying to the pinky nail because it also had some white parts too. So now I'll put on a timer for 10 minutes and let these guys really dry, and we'll see what we got. Alright, so about 6 minutes later, the white nail is making a fingerprint but not smudging, so I think I'm good to go. I'm going to take my holo powder and I'm just going to kind of rub it into the nail. You could also use one of those foam sponge makeup applicators. And this is not rubbing in. That's weird. Well, it is kind of pretty, but it's not really doing what it's supposed to do. Now I'm going to try it on the black nail, which is kind of already messed up. Okay, that's not totally rubbing in either. I mean, these edges, it's not rubbing in. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. I think I let the nails dry a little bit too long because they were kind of barely making the finger mark even. Like this white one was like barely making a finger mark. So I'm going to take these off and try again and let them only dry for like 3 minutes or something like that. So fast forward a little bit and I have taken off those nails, put on a new base coat, and now I applied a layer of white. Alright, so it's been drying for like 2 minutes and it does make a fingerprint and smears a tiny bit, but I think that's okay. And I'm going to try applying the powder with a Q-tip instead because it was pretty messy when I used my finger. Alright, come on, you're supposed to stick. What? It's not working. Maybe I need to use my finger. I don't know guys, this just isn't working. I think it's really cool, like I like that glittery white, that's actually really cool. But it's, uh-oh, now I'm smearing it, oopsies. I'm going to try again on my thumb with the blacks. While you're waiting, I can give you an update on how these two nails, the dip powder ones, are doing. So they aren't very glossy, like I'm not sure if I was doing something wrong, but they do feel a little bit rough, which doesn't really bother me, but they just don't really look all that glossy. Maybe I should apply. I'm not sure. Do you know what I might be doing wrong? Alrighty, now let's try it on the black nail. Ooh, it's sort of working a little bit, maybe. Almost. It's not quite working right. I feel like the powder should be sticking everywhere, but it's not. If the powder was sticking everywhere, then it definitely would have that really cool mirror effect. But right now, it's only sticking to certain parts. That is really weird. Well, it is kind of cool. You know what? This is kind of silly, but I'm just going to apply another layer of black over this and just give it another try. Alright, now let me try applying this. The polish is pretty wet, a bit smeary, but I think that is where it seemed to be working. So let me just very carefully try to rub this on. Wow, it's a super glittery black nail. It's not quite getting that effect though, it's just like super glittery. So in review, minus the random blue nail, this product was a lot of fun. Some things didn't go according to plan, but that's okay, we still made them look cool, didn't we? I do have a question for all of you dip powder nail lovers. Are the dip powder nails supposed to look this like dull or matte as they do now? I thought they would be more glossy, almost like the blue nail I have here, how, you know, it's smooth and glossy. And it really doesn't bother me that these dip powder nails are kind of a little bit rough. They're really not rough. They're just a little bit bumpy, but it really doesn't bother me. But I'm just wondering if that's how it's supposed to be. Well, this was so fun and very interesting. If you haven't already, be sure to check out part 1 of this haul right up here, where I try out Born Pretty stamping plates with regular nail polish. But I realized that I haven't done really any cute nail art this fall. Well, maybe except that penguin in that mani swap I did the other day. Well, hit the notification bell because in my next video, I'm going to do some cute panda nail art, which shouldn't need any fancy tools, because why not? Also, if you want some more nail art inspiration, I have a huge playlist of nail art tutorials in the description, so feel free to go and check that out. Follow me on Instagram at thepolishedqueen15 for almost daily posts featuring nail art I do in between videos and swatches. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below. If you'd like to keep in touch, subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I post, which is every Wednesday and Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. Share this video with your friends, and comment below how helpful was this video. I look forward to seeing your comments and giving responses as well. Remember that a smile is the prettiest thing you can wear. So I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and have a magical day.